there is some good news. And it is always best to take these things with a certain grain of salt. However, Pfizer and its partner BioNTech announced today that the vaccine they have been developing against COVID-19 was not only strongly effective, but it exceeds expectations by a magnitude of like as far as I could tell, most expectations and hopes were for a vaccine that was at least 50% effective. 60 to 70% effective would have been considered very, very good. According to Pfizer and BioNTech, their vaccine, this is from Stat News. The company said early analysis of the results showed that individuals who received 2 injections of the vaccine 3 weeks apart experienced more than 90% fewer cases of symptomatic COVID-19 than those who received a placebo. Now, phase 3 of the study is ongoing. Additional data could affect results, but there's a couple of things to be clear about. 90% fewer cases of symptomatic COVID-19. That's good. The companies will not file for an emergency use authorization to distribute the vaccine until they reach one more milestone. That is when half of the patients in their study have been observed for safety issues for at least 2 months following their second dose. And according to Pfizer, they will cross that threshold in the 3rd week of November. So we're 2 weeks out before they will file for an emergency use authorization, but they must have some measure of confidence at this point. Couple other things to note. There's no information yet on whether the vaccine prevents severe cases. What happens to those 10% who do contract it? There is no information whether it prevents people from carrying COVID-19 without symptoms. It is also not possible at this point to say with any confidence how long it will protect against infection with the virus. But, it's not impossible to imagine that you get your 2 shots in the first 3 weeks. 6 months later, you got to get a booster shot. I mean, for 90% of efficacy, if this holds, this is basically if that holds, it is basically a ticket to ending the pandemic. Side effects appear to be fever, some aches. Seems to be worse than a flu shot, but not dramatically so. Also, the results have not been peer-reviewed. They have not been peer-reviewed by outside scientists. They have not been published in a medical journal. There is no information as to how independent monitors have what they have observed in terms of the vaccinations. Pfizer claims that up to 50 million doses could be available globally by the end of the year, with 1.3 billion available in 2021. Apparently, one of the big distribution challenges to this is that the vaccine must be stored at super cold temperatures. Super cold temperatures. So this is a challenge. This is going to be a challenge to make sure that it can be distributed. But all of these things are things that can be managed far better than actually finding something that is 90% effective. So there it is. This is not something that's going to be available this winter. It will probably not be something that becomes widely available if all of these things go right from here on in their testing until the summer of 2021. That is what the experts say. So the big challenge for this country and the world is going to be is going to be to get through the next couple of months, frankly, and we shall see. It's going to require some, we may see more mandatory mask mandates. I don't think that Biden at this point, from what I've read, is not planning to do something like that, but I think they're going to widely encourage it.